had destroyed numerous lives. 7 children had been used as guinea pigs, tortured, drugged, and given electroshock treatments to alter their personalities and minds, all in hopes of creating perfect soldiers for the United States. Instead of names, they were given numbers to make the project less personal and eliminate the human element. Neither Nick nor his brother Jake, Blackwood's sons, the elder now the sheriff of Slaughter Creek, the younger an agent with the TBI, had known that Rafe had an underlying agenda: to find out whether the brothers knew about the project and their father's activities. Rafe had cleared the 2 men and passed along that info to his superiors. And now this severed hand? Was it a random crime? Or could it be related to the project? The city landscape gave way to wilderness and the Tennessee mountains as Rafe drove towards Slaughter Creek. Thick forests, populated only by wild animals, stretched for miles. The winding switchbacks climbing the steep mountain ridges were scenic but dangerous. It would only take one wrong move for a car to careen over the edge into the ravine below. Rafe lost track of time as anxiety needled him. Everyone at the Bureau knew that Nick and Jake had been searching for the missing research subjects, but the original files were missing, complicating the investigation. 4 of the subjects had been murdered to cover up the project, and 1 had become a trained killer before committing suicide on Blackwood's command. Amelia Nettleton, a local and Jake's sister-in-law, the subject known as 3, had developed multiple personalities and was undergoing therapy to merge her alters. The last subject they'd located, 7, Jake and Nick's sister, had been dubbed the Slaughter Creek Strangler after she was found to have murdered several men. But now she was in prison under psychiatric care. The subject called 6 was missing, his real name unknown. Law enforcement believed 6 and 7 had escaped a compound where they'd been held prisoner. 7 had refused to reveal where 6 was hiding out. Rafe reached the turnoff for the deserted RV campsite along the creek where the severed hand had been discovered. As he wove through the pines and oaks lining the graveled road, late-night shadows flickered between the moonlit patches, creating an eerie glow. Ahead, he spotted Nick's black sedan, Jake's sheriff car, and a battered Jeep Wrangler. He assumed that the 2 other vehicles parked there belonged to the crime unit and the ME, although if they hadn't found a body, this might not qualify as a murder. Yet. Rafe swung his SUV between 2 trees and parked, then climbed out and strode toward the Blackwood brothers. Crime scene tape had been strung around the area, and flashlights dotted the woods as searchers combed for the body. A camera flashed as one of the techs photographed the scene. 2 teens were near a boulder by the water. The taller one leaned against a pine tree, his face ashen. The stocky guy next to him tried to look tough, although the way he jiggled his leg betrayed his nerves.
"These are the boys who found the hand?"
Rafe asked. Nick gave a quick nod.
"Bo and Roy Crowley. Said they were here for a campout and fishing. They're both pretty shook up."
Rafe studied them for a moment, wondering if they could possibly have put the hand there, seeking attention. Some teenagers played sick, twisted pranks. He also couldn't dismiss the idea of gang warfare, and God knows drugs could be a factor. But the boy's eyes appeared clear, and he didn't see any tats or clothing that indicated gang membership.
"Where is it?"
he asked. Nick gestured to the ME with a grim look.
"Dr. Bullock is examining it now."
Bullock peered over the rims of his glasses, where he was stooped by the water's edge.
"Hand belonged to a woman. My guess is she was mid-50s. Bone cut straight through, probably by an axe."
Rafe grimaced, and the stocky boy leaned over the rock and threw up. His friend looked as if he might join him, but instead he dropped his head into his hands and gulped in deep breaths.
"Did you find the weapon?"
Rafe asked. Jake knelt to look at something on the ground while Nick answered Rafe.
"No weapon, no body. But the crime unit will scour these woods and drag the creek until we find it. It's possible the person survived," Rafe said. "Have you contacted ERs and hospitals?"
Jake